Oh. Hey, Daddy, how you doing? Yeah, we're still on for tonight. Yeah, I'll see you there. Room 402. Yes, I'll tell him. I will tell him. Love you too, Daddy. Your dad says hi. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Crazy Ex-Girlfriend with me, your host, Heidi Banks. I hope you all had a wonderful holiday. I hope you are having a fabulous new year. I know I am. I was just tired. I needed a break. So we took some time. Really, we just were tired. But I'm excited to be back. I've got a slew of new guests for you in the new year, and I'm very excited. And we are going to start today with one of the smartest drag queens that I know. She has no first name that I know of, but she has like 18 different degrees. She's been in school for like 37 years, and she's only like 42. So you do the math. I don't know, it's weird. It is my honor to introduce to you my oldest and dearest sister, Mrs. Jones. Hello, Mrs. Jones. How are you?
Hey, I'm wonderful. How are you?
Lovely. You look very soft.
Thank you. I'm a lot different than you.
She's rude. Listen. I don't even know why I asked her to be here. She is the youngest old school queen that I know. She is she's like that auntie that you don't really want to mess with because she'll whoop your ass for your mom because she's not there. But she's fun and she's lovely and I like her. And tell the people who you are. Tell them about yourself, about your drag, where you started.
Hi, I'm not Heidi Banks.
She wishes, bitch.
I'm Mrs. Jones, and I'm from Memphis, Tennessee, and I like to have things going on and hang out anonymously at cafes in the early evening. What else? I don't know.
She likes people, places, and things.
All of those, yes.
All of those. So, Mrs. Jones, I think one thing that everyone in Kansas City who has seen you, so the few that have seen you in Kansas City, wonder, is there a Mr. Jones? Have there been several Mr. Jones? Is it just... Talk to us a little about that history. Nothing specific at this moment, but...
There is always a couple of Mr. Joneses going on. Mr. Jones is that, he's that person that we don't speak of, but also like Mrs. Jones is the one who you go to date, but no one knows about that. And I have a lot of...
Her private life private. She's a lady.
My private life. But I have a lot of male friends who don't necessarily let it be known that they're dating another male or me.
That's fun. This sounds so good. Now, I said no specifics at this time, but I think we're going to need a little bit more specific.
Well, most of them, because they know what the situation is when they get into this relationship, they leave. We always leave it on good terms. It's kind of a, this is now done, thank you situation. But there was one, and he really made me angry, and I wanted to, I just didn't want to talk to him anymore. And so I stopped.
So now I want to ask about your first Mr. Jones in Kansas City. So you moved from Memphis, you're now in Kansas City, and I mean, it like naturally in a new place, I'm sure you're just like sowing your oats and feeling yourself. And but the first time you dated someone or someone was worthy enough to be a Mr. Jones, tell us about that and how that came about.
Well, it was someone I worked with. I was I'm a classical musician. I was in an orchestra, and it was someone I met through there, and we got together, and he was, like most of my men, not completely available because he was still with another guy and trying to, he was on a break with the other guy, how about that? And he just couldn't fully commit to me emotionally, and we ended up not being together.
I feel like you do this to yourself. That seems to be a common thread already. You find these men that are unavailable and you enjoy that. But then this is confusing that do you want him to commit? Do you want a Mr. Jones? Or do you just want like forever Mr. Jones? Or just kind of like a...
I don't know. It's kind of the personality or the persona that's been given to me with the name. It just kind of comes with it.
I can understand that for sure. Okay, so what, ideally, the next Mr. Jones, say he is your forever Mr. Jones. What about him physically? What about him personality-wise? What makes him the forever Mr. Jones?
Well, I've never been one to, how should I put this? I don't judge anybody on physical traits. I have dated any and all types. I really like it when they smile.
When they smile. So having a mouth is a good thing. Smile. What personality-wise, what about this man?
I do tend to go for people who are independent on their own and on their own need me to justify them being alive. They can go out and do it on their own if they need to.
That's, an adult. So an adult that smiles. And what's your one trait in a significant other that you look for?
The one?
Well, that's one thing that is just, you have to have it, isn't negotiable.
I don't know. I never get that.
So apparently Mrs. Jones just wants an adult male that smiles. That's all it takes. So that's Mrs. Jones for you. We're gonna edit this together to try to make her interesting. But God damn it, I am so excited to have her. She really is really wonderful as a person and as a queen. So look her up on Facebook, Mrs. Jones, one word, Kansas City, the second word, because weird Facebook rules, it has to look like a name, a middle name. Better not put her hands on me. Heidi better not put her hands on me, Banks. Heidi living for Jesus Banks. Like, that's not a name. You're not fooling anybody. But Mrs. Jones Kansas City is a name. Thank you so much for being here, Mrs. Jones. I'm very excited to have you. I'm excited for everyone to see you who has never seen you before. And yeah, look her up. I am very excited to be back with you on Crazy Ex-Girlfriend here on the Mystical Dreams YouTube page. Make sure you subscribe to stay tuned for all of the fantastic guests we have coming up. I've got Tajma Stetson, Monique Hart, Iman Michaels, and Flo, who used to date my boss. So that's gonna be fantastic. So stay abreast to all of the happenings at Mystical Dreams and Hamburger Mary's by clicking subscribe, by liking us on Facebook, liking us on Instagram, following us on Instagram and Twitter, and see us here on Sunday while I'll be wearing what your dad got me for Christmas.